Hello there. My name is Kuda Kapadi, and I'm coming back at you with another video in our ongoing educational series. In this one, I'm going to talk about the power of follow-up prompts. So hopefully by now, after using Anova for a little bit of time, you've gotten the hang of how to prompt the AI, or at least how to develop that initial prompt so you can get back your first batch of results. But what I want to show you today is how you can use follow-up prompts to accomplish three important things. One is dive deeper into your data. Two is get back more tailored insights and recommendations. And three is transform your data. So let's say I start with an initial prompt of give me cost conversions and CPA by site and or site for last year along with a performance analysis. Okay, so this is a good initial prompt because it's going to give me that high level 30,000 foot view of what's happening with my marketing campaigns by just breaking it up by site, right? The performance analysis will also give me back the top level takeaways, insights, recommendations, all of that. But then what I want to do after I get this batch of results is start to drill deeper and again use follow-up prompts to do a deeper dive into my data and also get back more specific insights and recommendations. Pretty good timing there. So you can see here that we have the executive summary, specific insights, specific insights right here, key trends, and then we also have a visualization of the data, which is CPA by site in a bar chart, and here's the raw data. All right, so perfect. So this data set now, we have a good idea of what's happening at a high level. But now through follow-up prompts, let's do something a little bit more specific, right? So I'm going to do something like filter for just Google Ads, add the campaign, and compare each campaign's CPA to my benchmark of 300. So I'm doing three important things in my follow-up prompt here. I'm isolating just Google Ads since it obviously spends a lot of money and is a high conversion driving channel for me. I'm adding the campaign so this way I can start to see which specific elements of my Google Ads buys are driving the best results. And I'm getting back a more specific set of insights and recommendations by telling the AI to compare each campaign CPA to my specific benchmark of 300. Right? So this will just take a second to load. Perfect. So you can see here that AI came back and gave us an overview of which campaigns are performing above benchmark, below benchmark, additional observations, and then additional observations here, and then more detailed recommendations here. Okay, and again, you can see that it's more specific and tailored based on my $300 goal. So now this is more relevant to me and what's important to me or my clients. And then you can see here the visual has also been updated to be CPA by campaign, and the raw data has also been modified. Okay. Now, another cool thing you can do with the follow-up prompts is, like I mentioned, data transformation work. So, like a lot of companies, no one's naming conventions, or for most companies, their naming conventions aren't perfect. So in this example, I have something called PMax and something called Performance Max as two separate campaigns, but they're pretty much one and the same. So I can tell the AI something like, combine the Performance Max and PMax campaigns into a single row and redo the analysis. So this way, now I can take both those campaigns that, again, because their different naming conventions are separated, tell the AI to combine them into a single row, and now I can look at performance for Performance Max holistically across all my Performance Max expenditure, right? So this type of data transformation work, and it's particularly helpful for companies whose naming conventions aren't really like strict and normalized, right? And that's most companies, like I mentioned, there are always issues with the naming conventions. But this data transformation work can really help you combat some of that without the arduous process of manual data cleanup. Okay, so you can see here that the Performance Max and PMax campaigns were combined into one row called Performance Max Combined, and it highlighted the cost and the CPA for that combined row, right? And then you can also see that here in the raw data. So so hopefully this was a helpful session so you can, again, understand the power of these follow-up processes. Just start to let your imagination run wild. Really, whatever you want the AI to do, if you tell it what you need in very clear, concise, direct terms, it should be able to handle it reasonably well.